Hey guys, welcome back to TMI. I'm your host Mega. In this episode, we interview Minecraft Civilization YouTuber Adriens. This video is a little bit sloppy because I've been busy, but I really want to get this video out for everyone. So this video is intended for audio only, so if you don't like the visuals, just listen to the audio. That's all. Bye bye.
Okay, Adriens, would you like to introduce yourself for people who might not know who you are?
Yep. So I'm Adriens. I guess you could call me a Minecraft YouTuber. Ex streamer. Used to be, but now I'm not anymore because it killed me. Killed my soul. But yeah, that's basically I make videos here and there.
Well, the first question I have for you is how did you get the name Adriens?
It happened long ago when I was born. Um,
I know, very, very interesting question.
Yep. Yeah, no, it was my name and I added an S to it, but it wasn't my first name. I went through many, but before it used to be the whole like, oh, stranger danger and that, flipping through random names, random usernames. And then at some point I was just like, you know what? Why not just add a letter to my name? Because if you just search up Adrian, you get this like blonde character from this cartoon. And it haunts me to this day to know that my name is similar to his. But yeah, I just needed a way to differentiate it, so I just added a S. Yeah, and that's how my name came to be. So it's honestly more of like, I'd say 2019 when I decided to just stick with this name with an S. So that's how I got Adriens. Multiple people still call me Adriens to this day. It's supposed to just be Adrian, but it's kind of odd, It's just like, oh yeah, what are you up to, Adriens? I don't mind, however people want to say it.
Next question I have for you is what made you want to do content?
At first, it was probably the fame. I'm gonna keep it a buck. As a kid, I saw like, who did I watch back then? I mean, I wouldn't say I watched much of it, but I saw them around, people like Smosh and stuff. And I was like, damn, they get to just make videos with their friends. I'm trying to be like that. So that's kind of how it started. It might be a shallow reason, but in my opinion, I feel like people start with a shallow reason to get into it, You can't just go into it being like, oh yeah, this is going to be what I'm going to do for the next 10 to 15 years of my life and have it creatively fill me. I feel like most people don't go into things like that. But yeah, for me, it was a shallow reason of just fame. And I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. Imagine having just like, not even like a huge amount, just like 10 people going like, yeah, that's a creator I watch and I mess with, So I thought that was kind of cool, having like a little community thing. But yeah, that's why I got into it. The rest of it was just making videos. Was just kind of cool. I know like my early stuff was like Hunger Games, and I used to like re-upload parodies. This was like when I was 10, okay, 10 or 11. I didn't know what I was doing, and I was just on like a horrible laptop with one of my friends. And yeah, we would just make random stuff. Nothing fancy. I'd probably upload like once every half a year. Using whatever software I could get my hand on, like Bandicam. There was this thing called EasyVid. That was horrible. Like some of the videos, it would just remove mine and my friends' voices and just slap like 15 minutes of music on it without me wanting that. And it was a horrible experience. Yeah, that's how I got into it.
Who inspires you to make content?
Like people, I would say back then one of the earlier ones, probably like Dan TDM. Again, I wasn't much of a watcher of their content. I was more of like a watcher of like their success. So I got to see them like grow as a creator, and I got to see like the outcomes basically. But yeah, just people like that and getting to see like what they'd end up in was pretty cool. Whether it was like a competition, a tournament, those like older videos. Well, I mean, some people still do them to this day, but like, oh, YouTubers versus blank or YouTubers do blank. Those kind of challenges. And I'm like, damn, imagine getting invited to one of those and you get to just be around a bunch of famous people. That was sick. But yeah, I didn't really have many like individual, I guess, inspirations. But I do know later on in content making and stuff, I took it a lot more serious during, I think, 2016 or 17. To a degree, to a degree. This isn't like a, oh, I'm gonna do this full time. It was more just like I'm done posting Hunger Games like years after it died, you know, and actually just like trying to post stuff that might actually work on like the algorithm and whatever. And if I had to pick one person, it would be Sam Gladiator, which if you know him, you do. If you don't, you don't. He was big during like the whole Minecraft roleplay era. And while like the majority of roleplay during that era of Minecraft were about, I guess, high school, drama, that sort of stuff, what Sam decided to do was take like a, I guess, a gorish perspective of it. It was a lot more gory. It was a lot more like stuff I shouldn't really be watching, but it was really interesting because seeing like more serious topics handled in a very lighthearted way on Minecraft, which is supposed to be a kid's game. I just thought it was super interesting as opposed to, you know, maybe like a high school experience or something. So yeah, I'd probably say him. He showed me that like even though you don't make basically what like the top people make, it still has a chance of working. So yeah, that's kind of what convinced me to make cinematics, which, by the way, that's kind of how I started. When I took things a little bit more seriously, I started with cinematics, then 100 days, and where I am right now with civs. So that's like my little progression. But yeah.
So you didn't really watch much YouTubers. It was more just like you seen like, I want to do that.
Yeah, like the only person I could like actually say I watched would be Sam. That's kind of why I'm giving him the credit there. But it was unique at that time, you know? It was like, whoa, this is dark, but this is funny, and it's cool. It's like a bunch of friends coming together and doing like this little skit thing. So yeah, I thought it was cool, and that's kind of like my biggest inspiration. I'm just kind of pushing forward with it. If it wasn't for him, I would have stopped 100%. I would have probably been like, all right, I need to do school. That should be my main priority, and that's it.
What's your favorite part about making a video? Like the editing process, thumbnail making, stuff like that?
Now or before?
Now.
Because okay, now it would be the uploading, like the getting it together, you know. So now I have like this whole production. I have like a team and stuff. So I don't do a lot of it, but getting to see kind of like the finished product and knowing like, you know, a lot of what I put into it was finally pieced together. I think that's my favorite part. And then the second favorite part I'd say goes to recording. Because during those recordings, it is stressful, man. It is stressful. Ever since I moved from solo/friend recordings to like civilization events, which have 100 people, wow. There was nothing that could prepare me for 100 people all having their own opinions and having to manage their like player satisfactions. That's a skill, man. That is a skill that some people are really good at, and criticism is a whole different ball game. Like I know as a YouTuber, you know, we're supposed to be able to take hits, but that's okay. A comment is whatever. Imagine 100 people. If one thing goes wrong, imagine 100 people straight up flaming you all in one go. That was crazy, you know. I remember early on, I was like, wow, I don't know, you know, I'd get videos with tons of views, and obviously there'd be like the fair share of hate comments because you're gonna get haters regardless of what you do. But the live, like having to hear them, whole different thing. But yeah, I'd say recording's my second favorite, and my most favorite is like just the putting it together. I've always been a person that enjoys just kind of making it work, you know. Even if it's scuffed, even if we're cutting corners, as long as it like kind of pieces together the way I kind of wanted it, it's really satisfying for me, and it's kind of like this little dopamine hit I get after every video. Yeah, so that's probably my favorite part now. But before it was a little different, but that's what it is now.
What was it before?
So during the 100 days, before it was kind of like the challenge of it. Like I used to really be into, oh, can I survive in this setting or whatever? And then like I basically had a lot of free time, right? Because during that time I was in high school. So it wasn't like I had many responsibilities in the first place. So back then, let's say, for example, one of my bigger videos, like the underwater one, for context, it was I survived 100 days underwater. I really liked the concept, you know, like the concept really lit me up, and I was like, this is cool, right? I've always been into like underwater things, not academically, but more just like I think it's cool. There's not a lot we know about it, and there's like creatures down there and stuff. So getting to make like a Minecraft version of that and seeing if I could survive it, and like digging deep into mod packs, learning mechanics, that used to be everything, to be honest. I used to really enjoy that. But as time went on, the more and more I did these challenges, the more it kind of became systemized. It was like, oh, okay, next video, cool concept, this mod pack, figure it out. And it'd be the same thing, you know? So for any of y'all that don't really watch 100 Days, which I'm sure there's quite a few of you guys, it's very like, you do a lot of the same things again and again and again. So like, think about starting a new Minecraft world. At the end of the day, you still gotta punch wood, make tools, mine, right? You still got to do basic progression, even if there's a twist. So that was really tough for me because it got to a point where I'm just doing the same thing every video, except for like a couple, I guess you can call them scenes, right? That became really dreadful. And I think the way I solved that like a little bit later on was I invited friends, and then the content shifted from like this progression to that progression to this progression. It went from like me and my friend did this, we found this, and we were just kind of messing around. There's a lot more clips that could be used because it's not just me awkwardly like doing stuff or having to solo commentate. There was someone I could actually bounce back and forth from. So where I am now, it's a lot better because, you know, 100 people is going to be a different experience every single time, no matter what. Especially because I leave my events public. I welcome new people, new voices, and new people that kind of express themselves, and I welcome them to kind of join up on my recordings. Unique experience every single time. So even if the setup is the same, I could literally have a video that's set up to be a civ, do that same exact setup and host it on a different weekend, and chances are 50% of the people from the last recording is going to be different from the next recording. And so, you know, that type of variety, it just helps a lot. So that's kind of the change that happened there.
Speaking of your content, what's it like changing, like, you've been through a bit of content, like, you've been SMPs, you do hardcore, 100 Days, Civilization. Does that really, like, why do you change so much? Is it for variety?
You know, I have the urge to. I'm a YouTuber at the end of the day. Even though I wouldn't say I'm the most passionate, I've seen some passionate people, you know, doing, like, projects solely based on passion. But end of the day, I make videos for them to be seen. And for them to be seen, it helps doing trends. You know, there's a trend that's kind of like easy views. So it was more that. It was like the scene was moving in that direction, right? Around like all the Dream SMP stuff, that's when all the SMPs began bumping up. And so I just kind of went with the flow of things. Whatever I saw working good for someone else, I would try myself. It wouldn't be like a blatant copy. It'd be like my own version of it. And it'd probably be worse than theirs because I was still getting like the hang of it. But not for sure. I'd always have that urge because, like, you know, with most channels find that one thing that works. And that's what their audience wants, you know? Deviating from that, you will lower in views. And that's just because of the algorithm. And that's kind of how it operates. So I was working off of that. And that's why I like switched so much. But I definitely tried a couple things. I tried variety at one point on my main channel. View-wise, it did not go well. But I was more looking to see how I felt about it. And I did not enjoy it. So I don't think I'll be going down the variety route. And if I do, it's probably going to be like a once in a year stream or something. I'm just kind of comfortable with Minecraft as a platform. But yeah, switching, it's not the easiest. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. An example of this, because I'm not really gonna assume that you guys know about it too much, but at the moment, you know, obviously civs and battle royales and stuff are kind of like the main pushing factor on YouTube at the moment within the Minecraft scene, which also in their own respect, they're kind of on like these downhill trends alongside SMP content and a couple other things. But there's this new thing that came up, which is Minecraft horror. Now, although there was horror content before, it's like this new wave of horror Minecraft content that people with like barely any subs are blowing up off of. I tried to hop on that too. I was just like, whoa, right? Saw it early. I was like, okay, if this is a new trend, I want to hop on early. Did not work. My civ audience did not want that type of content. They made it clear. But yeah, you know, it's just whatever clicks. So if it did click, my channel probably would have been half Civ, half horror, but it didn't. So just kind of keep moving on from that. But yeah, that's kind of why I switched. Just kind of trying to adapt, trying to keep up with the YouTube trends and stuff. And I know I don't have to. I know there's ways to avoid just solely trend hopping, but you know, I like playing it a little bit safer. If it's there, why not, right? It's kind of how I see it.
Is there times you've been drained or demotivated, and how did you overcome that stress?
Physical activity. That's my go-to. Whenever I feel drained, it probably isn't because of the content. Most of the time it isn't because of the content. It's because of me and like stuff going on in my life. Whether it's a stressful test coming up or a family thing or just my mental health. So if I'm ever burnt out, it's usually not because of the game. Because I don't even play the game that much. I record and then I put it together. I don't really play Minecraft outside of that. The other games I play are like Val, Siege, stuff like that. So for the game itself, I don't really get burnt out since I don't play it on my off time. But the way I tackle it is just some sort of physical activity, whether it's like at home dumbbells. I go biking. That's kind of like my current thing right now. I used to go running, but that got really tedious. I live in the city, so if I do go out running, it's probably like the times I'm free is usually at the night. And I'd rather just avoid anything going on out there, you know, like crime and stuff. So yeah, I usually stick to biking in the mornings, probably like 6, 7 in the morning. I was gonna go today, didn't end up going, which kind of sucks. But yeah, just some sort of physical activity gets my mind off of it, kind of clears my head and helps me out with my mental. So the moment I feel like I'm getting burnt out, because there's a little indicator usually. You don't just instantly go like, okay, I don't want to do anything anymore. You gradually decline. And for me, it's usually my mental state. I just go biking and then I get like this little mental reset. You know, I get hit with just kind of a fortunate thing, you know? I think about like, oh, damn, I get to make videos that a bunch of people watch. It's like basically what I had envisioned for myself, for my own future since I was a kid. And I get to go on a bike ride, you know? Some people are stuck like working and not being able to do these sort of activities. Like, well, I'm out here at 6, 7 in the morning biking without a care in the world. So it's like, you know, it just kind of gives me time to think about stuff and just kind of slow it down. You don't need to be on like demon timing all the time, which I know a lot of people do. They're just like work. But yeah, like this year, I'm trying to try hard working as much as I'm trying to try hard taking breaks. So hanging out with friends, biking, whatever it is. So that's usually how I tackle it. You don't want to throw yourself back at it. that's for sure. If you're burnt out of Minecraft or if you're burnt out of editing and you throw yourself back at it or just force yourself through it, it could work. But like for the long run, I feel like just taking a break, taking a breather, and knowing like you still got time. There's no rush. It's whatever. End of the day, like you'll get back to it. It's a flow, you know? It's like a flow state. And you'll get back on it. But for me, it's like since I've been able to identify, 1, the trigger of it, and 2, how I relieve it through like biking and hanging out with friends, I can do it a lot more efficiently and faster. So I could skip out on like the why is this happening kind of phase, which takes like a couple hours and you're just sitting there doing nothing. I can usually skip that. Just go right to biking. I'm just like, yep, my mental state's low. Let's fix it up, you know? So that's kind of how I go about it.
What made you want to start making Minecraft content? Like, why'd you choose that game as a direction for content?
It's big. Like, it's one of the biggest games on the platform. So that definitely played into it. I played it while I was a kid. The 2 main games I played was Roblox and Minecraft. And Minecraft was kind of where I found the inspiration. So that's Sam. On Roblox, I also did find an inspiration actually, which was Flamingo. His older content where he used to like go around trolling people with admin commands. I used to think that was like really funny, but I had no idea how he did it. But yeah, if not Minecraft, it would have been Roblox. So it was really just like, I like this game, let's try it, it's working, let's stick with it. I don't think switching back and forth would really do me any good, but who knows, maybe I missed out on an opportunity. But I'm comfortable with Minecraft, you know? There's a lot of customizability, and I've come to really like appreciate that. Because say you're a Roblox YouTuber, all of a sudden you're limited to the games that are being released. You're limited to the game developers. Now, I'm not saying they're not cooking. They are cooking. But with Minecraft, like, I can legitimately take any random idea that pops into my head and put it into fruition via mods, via whatever. And it's just a bit simpler in my opinion, as opposed to Roblox. Making custom Roblox things, that's a whole different ball game. It's basically like heavy into game development. But yeah, just a creative aspect. I'm able to do what I want. Also kind of how I want, right? There's just so much more custom things that you can accomplish with Minecraft. And I love that about it. Yeah.
With your content, what was your reaction when your channel passed 100K, the silver play button numbers?
Oh man. You know what? It's kind of sad actually. I didn't get to celebrate it or enjoy it that much because it happened really fast. So my rise to 100K was through 100 days. And if you guys weren't there for 100 days, that was a wild trend. That was a trend where like you can name something 100 days and the chance of it pulling numbers is really high. So yeah, I kind of flew past it. I didn't really think about it. I remember as a small YouTuber, I say small, but it's just like, I think how far I got back then before I did any of the 100 days stuff was like 17K. And I was off of cinematics and stuff and just random posts. Yeah, like when I was smaller, I would be crazy about it. I'd be like, every 1K, I need to do like a special, like a sub special. Cause it's like, damn, 1,000 people. That's crazy. But as I moved away from that, I kind of moved away from the satisfaction of the sub count, you know? And fast forward to today, YouTube, sub count doesn't even matter. Like, sure, you can have a lot of subs, but that doesn't mean your video is going to do well. The YouTube algorithm now kind of values content quality over how many subs you have. And that's pretty apparent. You can find YouTube channels with millions of subscribers struggling to pull like 10, 20K views nowadays. That's not how it worked before. But yeah, I didn't really get to celebrate the 100K. It kind of flew by. I think the one I did celebrate was 30K. That was big for me. I don't even like, I kind of remember why. It was because of the Hypixel roll. Like that was everything to me. And I don't even know why. I didn't even play Hypixel like that. I swear the moment I got the rank, that's when I started playing a little bit more. And funny enough, I didn't even get the rank because of YouTube. I got the rank because I had like 45K on Twitch and they let me get the role through that. It was a bit backwards. But yeah, I don't know. I haven't really celebrated many sub goals, but it's hard to. I don't post that often. I mean, I post weekly, but like I don't think I could cook up a sub special before kind of hitting the next goal. So I mean, if I ever do a sub special, it's probably gonna be either a half a mil or a mil. And even if I hit that, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I really don't.
What does your family or friends think of you doing YouTube?
They don't know. They don't know YouTube. So, okay, my dad does. My dad does. He's the one that knows the most about it because he does my taxes. Yeah, so he gets to see like my bank statements and stuff. I send it to him. He sends it to the accountant. But before that, nobody knew. And I liked it that way. It was a little like private online life in a way. And the moment I step away from that, I still have my IRL, friends, family, relatives. Them not knowing kind of gave me a peace of mind. I don't know. I know some people like to like talk about it and they're like, oh, if you accomplish something, you might as well tell them, right? But I feel like I don't know. It's weird, you know? I don't want things like the assumption of fame is what I like to call it. Like if you know someone's big, you kind of treat them a little bit differently than a normal person. Same with money, or like the majority of people do. And I don't want that, you know? I want friendships there for me and like, I guess my personality and stuff, as opposed to like, oh yeah, he's a YouTuber, so I'm gonna keep him around, you know? I don't want any of that. So I just avoided it almost always. And the one time I did come close to it, kind of like going out into the public, which was my dad. So I got the silver plaque, right? And I think I had it on my desk. And my dad wanted to take a picture of him. I'm like, no, bro. So he wanted to put it on Facebook. He was like, oh, you got an award. Don't you want people to know about it? I'm like, no, I do not. And I'm not even kidding. Since then, my YouTube plaque button has been in a drawer ever since. I just keep it down there. My dad understands now that I want to keep that stuff private, but I just keep it in there because, you know, obviously we have guests coming in and out and stuff. So yeah, it's really just, I like to keep it private. I like to keep it separate. So I don't gain anything from telling people. Like, what am I going to gain? Them saying like, oh, good job. It's just, you know, it's not worth it. I might as well just keep it private, you know, let them kind of kind of assume I'm just doing school and stuff. That's the way I go about it.
So Adrian and Adriens are two separate people.
Yeah.
It's a good identity.
Yeah, pretty much. And it's funny because you'd think they would just Google me or like search me up on YouTube, because that's usually how people are found. But again, I'm overshadowed by this blonde character in a whole different show. So if you just search up Adrian, it's a whole different fandom that pops up. I'm safe in that department unless someone accidentally types an S. Then I might be cooked. But, you know.
What is your favorite video you have made and your least favorite video you have made?
Damn, you got me cooking myself. All right. Let's see. Okay, performance-wise or like the filming?
Filming wise.
All right. Filming-wise, let me see. Actually, I've done quite a bit. Actually, my favorite video that I've ever filmed would probably be my Pokemon video. Not a very big one, but yeah, I made 200 players simulate a Pokemon civilization. That was a bit confusing, but it's literally just 100 players like playing Pokemon Platinum. And I enjoyed that event. Like, that was supposed to be a 4-hour event, and basically the event ends when it's kind of like a free-for-all at the end. And every time you killed someone, aka challenged them in a Pokemon battle, if you defeated them, they die. That 4-hour event ended up being a 12-hour event. Why? Is because I just enjoyed it. You know, like, I'd go into my recordings with like a plan of like, oh, I want to try this, I want to do this, I want to find like someone cool to hang out with, I want to beat the gym leaders. You know, I have these ideas of like things I want to accomplish within it, kind of like little mini goals. And I, for some reason, just took my sweet time and I just enjoyed every second of that event. None of it was dreadful to record. The fact it's 12 hours long kind of shows that. And yeah, I just had fun. It really wasn't tedious, because some of these other recordings I do, there's mods that mess up, there's just back-end server stuff that goes wrong. That one was perfect. Nothing went wrong. Everything went smooth. And it was just a long, fun event for me. And yeah, just like that kind of, you know, every once in a while I'd have an event like that. That kind of relights kind of like my passion into making these kind of videos. But yeah, that's probably my favorite in terms of recording. My worst in terms of recording is probably the upside down video I did. Now, originally I thought it was brilliant. I was like, nobody's done 100 days upside down. I thought I was a genius, okay? Because it was cool. It was such a simple twist. And all it took was one mod. It was like this gravity mod. So I started playing it. But what I didn't kind of like register in my brain, that I was actually gonna have to play 100 days upside down, and it made me kind of like nauseous. But in my head during that recording, I was like, I just gotta thug it out and get this recording done so I can make this twist. I wanted to be the first person to ever do this twist. And the moment I posted the video, all I got were comments of people saying that they were gonna throw up watching the video because it also made them nauseous watching me play Minecraft upside down. So not only did I have to like actually endure feeling sick throughout the whole recording, my viewers did too. So it was just a loss, you know? The video didn't even perform because of the fact that people clicked off the moment they got nauseous. It was just bad, you know? I didn't know what I was thinking. I didn't really know what I was getting myself into. So that's horrible recording. I hated that. Hated that so much. But I'm not gonna lie, the worst recording, there's a tie. So it's either that one or beating Minecraft without leaving the nether blind. I don't know who told me this idea would be good. During that time, Dream did a bunch of like Minecraft but this challenges, and I decided to mix two of them together. So Minecraft but it's only the nether, and Minecraft but I'm blind. I mixed the two together to make a god-awful video. Because like, first of all, why would you watch a video if the person you're watching is blind, right? You can't even see. So it's really dark in the video, and it's in the nether, so it's like double as dark. I didn't do that alone. I did that with 3 other friends, and it was such a horrible experience for all of us. It was a multiple hour recording. We didn't even win. We lost. We literally died to like a piglin during the dragon fight. Super stupid. And yeah, I feel like it was good for content, kind of, not really. But everyone just kind of hated it. And that kind of brought the mood down for the whole recording, which is fair. I don't blame any of them, any of the people that were recording with me. It was a horrible idea, you know? It's just, it wasn't very fun. You'd constantly get lost. We constantly get attacked. And we wouldn't know from what because we were blind. And it was bad. We had proximity as well, so we couldn't like talk to each other from far away. It was horrible. It was like blending horrible mixtures together. But yeah, those are my two like top worst videos I've ever recorded.
I assume the upside down video did not have good watch time hours.
No, like my average at that time was 100 to 200k. That performed at 19k. to just give you a, you know, just an insight. Yeah, people would click off like, I think tops 30 minutes in. The concept was cool. They messed with the concept, but the moment they looked at it, they're like, It was tough, man. Would not recommend. Do not play Minecraft upside down unless, I don't know, you like pain or something. I don't know.
If you're a psycho. Do you have any dream collabs you want to do in the future?
Dream collabs. I don't like doing collabs with people I don't know. So honestly, it's really hard to say. Like I can like someone's content, but I don't think I'd want to make content with them. But if I had to pick, maybe Flamingo. He's not even in Minecraft as a niche, but I think that'd be kind of fun. But yeah.
Would you do a Roblox collab like that?
Hell yeah. I would do a Roblox collab. I don't think it'd perform, but I think my core audience would be like, that's kind of cool, you know? Like it 100% wouldn't really perform that well. I was thinking of uploading a Roblox video, I think like a few months ago. I didn't end up doing it, but it was on my mind.
As a big creator yourself, what advice would you give to like newer creators starting off?
You just gotta do. Like I know a lot of people get very analytic, get very lost in numbers, but in my opinion, the best way to learn or get into it is just making a bunch of mistakes. I feel like a lot of people hate making mistakes, which kind of is taught in school. Like the whole, you just gotta pass, you gotta win, you gotta to succeed. But in my opinion, like a lot of success comes from failures. And the better you are at handling and learning from your failures, the faster you'll kind of grow. So if I was you and you wanted to like become a Minecraft creator, this is Minecraft specific, but I guess you can take it into any other like niche. Just see what your peers are doing, you know, just see what's working on the platform. And that's just kind of like a clear indicator of like, hey, there's an audience for it. And I think that's a good start. You don't have to invent the wheel. You can kind of just like do your own twisted version of whatever's working. Hey, for 100 days, right? When 100 days was a thing for me, I ended up doing retwists. So I took the 100 days format and just added my own twist that I saw no one else doing. All of a sudden, that overused and abused concept of 100 days had like a fresh twist on it. Lots of people do it. So if you search up your like favorite creators and stuff, chances are they probably do the same thing. If you search up their video title, you'll probably find others similar to that. And so if I genuinely were starting in the Minecraft scene at 0 subscribers, I'd just watch some Minecraft creators, see what they're making, right? Like at the moment, what's going on is like, I've been seeing a lot of the Hunger Games, Battle Royales. This is kind of dying. But simulations, like those are still a thing. And kind of see what people are, what type of content people are making, and then make your own version of that, you know? So that's what I'd recommend. Everything else beyond that, like keep it simple, man. You don't need to overcomplicate it. Tons of people do. And honestly, I don't know if it helps all that much. Like sure, you can aim for like higher AVDs, you can aim for higher CTRs, but at the end of the day, your video's got to be interesting. You know, packaging only helps if you have a good product. If you have a horrible product and your packaging's amazing, you're getting nowhere with it. You know, you might have a high CTR, but it's a horrible video. and YouTube still won't push it out. So in my opinion, I feel like people think about that too much, and they should be just kind of thinking about what would my audience want. So that's kind of what I do nowadays. Is like I think about the audience I've collected, basically, because it's like it's a community, right? I think about the audience I collected, and I just give them what they want. And if you don't have an audience yet, that's perfect. You're in a better position than I am. You get to do what you want, when you want, how you want. There's very little criticism, and you just kind of, try things. So that's what I did early on. I don't private a lot of my videos. So you could even see it on my channel if you'd like. I've tried SMP content. I've tried God knows what, to be honest. I've tried a lot. I've tried horror content. I've tried like the ish style civs. I've tried challenge videos. I've tried event videos, like Skeppy events and stuff. I've tried a whole bunch of stuff that I was interested in, and the moment one thing clicked, I just double, triple, quadruple down on it. And the way you know if something clicks or not is literally just a view boost. Like if you're average on your channel, like if you get 1,000 views every video, and there's one video that got to like 2,000 or 3,000, that's what you double down on. In my opinion, that's kind of how I'd go about it. That just means there's a bigger audience that wants that type of content and wants more of it, right? So you double down with a new twist or a new way of doing it, and you should be fine. Yeah, honestly, that's kind of my advice. Just try things that people have already been doing. Do your version of it, and you'll probably get like a fraction of their success, but hey, that's better than nothing, right? It's better than kind of going in aimless with zero plan.
On your recording days, what does like that schedule go like? What's your daily schedule during a recording day?
I wake up hopefully at a normal time, but if not, I usually wake up at like 12 p.m. My recordings are on weekends, so 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. The 4 p.m. is kind of loose. It can extend further. So if the recording's going good, I can extend it. If the recording needs more content, I can drag out the event. So that's kind of how it works for me, since I'm an event YouTuber now. But if it was for 100 days, it's a whole different story. At that point, it's like whenever me and my friends are free, I just hop on and get the recording done, So that's a lot more loose. I have a lot more freedom with 100 days. But that's what it looks like. It's usually weekends. Weekdays is more pre-production, setting up new events, and post-production, managing the editors, scripters, the team, basically.
Do you have any future plans for content you want to do, like ideas?
That I'm not already doing?
Yeah.
I would say 2 things I do kind of want to do. One would be a format with more friends. And I'm not talking like 100 people that are like random, but I'm talking like 5 to 10 friends, and it's like a format that'll actually perform at the same level of my civs. People that are doing that is kind of like Forge Labs and his little group, so something with that sort is something I do want to get into because it just sounds fun. Like there's not a lot. You just grab friends and simulate something, just have fun with it. I definitely want to try getting into something like that. And the second thing would be a live streaming channel. Mainly for like mini events, little challenges I want to do with viewers and stuff. I tried doing that a bit ago, but it's hard, man. Like I have respect for streamers, because I used to stream. That's how I like blew up in the first place, and then I moved to YouTube. But that streamers have it hard, man. You gotta like not only create content for people, you also have to adhere to them. And like having live people kind of like being there, some of them venting, some of them being weird. It's a lot, it's a lot of people pleasing, and it's hard. With YouTube, I don't need to do any of that, like, I mean, obviously I'm appealing to the audience, but that's about it. I could do it how I want, when I want, however I want, right? As opposed to streaming, it's like a lot of it's kind of like this pressure of like, oh, perform live, and the bigger you get, the harder it is to deal with that streaming stuff. Yeah, definitely a live channel. I think that'd be really fun, especially if like I got a bunch of free time, money's not too big of a deal. I could definitely see myself doing live stream content just for fun.
A little bonus question for you is, what is your favorite anime? Because you do a lot of anime related Minecraft videos.
Yeah. FYI, before I answer that question, I'm not that into anime. as opposed to like literally all of my latest videos being anime related. I think it's cool. I do watch it time to time, but I'm not like knees deep into it as it might seem. I feel like a lot of people get that notion of me from just looking at my channel. But if I had to pick my favorite, it would be The Promised Neverland. It's like this weird dystopian anime where there's like an orphanage and stuff, and like it gets dark. I don't want to spoil it for anyone that's interested in watching it, but it's a dark show, and it's got a lot of like elements of mystery in it, which I really enjoyed. So that'd probably have to be my favorite. And for y'all that did watch it, I'm talking about season 1 in the manga, not the horrible season 2 that they made. That's my favorite anime.
Well, Adriens, those were all the questions I had lined up for you. Thank you for coming on. Appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. Hope I answered most of them. Good. But yeah.
Everyone watching, subscribe to Adriens. He's a cool dude.